Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am your host, the notorious H.I.M, and I am back with another BDSP Wi-Fi battle for you against another YouTuber. His name is Infinite Crits, and of course, I will leave a description, the link in the description below for his channel. Go subscribe, go check out his videos. Really class act dude, bro. Definitely some interesting mods, as you can see. I am debuting a new team, so I got a lot of scary mons on my team, and guys, this one is definitely a banger, so definitely check it out. It goes right down to the wire, bro. Like, look at these mons, bro. Like, honestly, I don't really know what to expect from this team. I definitely know that there's going to be some kind of sun shenanigans going on with the Ninetales, the Leafeon that gets I think chlorophyll. So I got a lot of things that I could really lead off with here, but I think the best thing for me to do is to lead off with Donphan here and see if I can get up those rocks, bro. Like, looking at his team, it's going to be super important to get that extra chip damage off because, honestly, Entei is a beast, bro, and I'm choice banded. I'm Adamant Nature, so I'm gonna have me a pretty good time here poking some holes in this team, and he leads off with the Pidgeot. So obviously there's a lot of things that I could really do here. Honestly, I probably really should have just got the Stealth Rocks off, but I want to get rid of some of the items on his team. I mean, I don't really know what this guy is going to be really packing here, so I think the knockoff is probably a pretty good play. So that's what I do. I go ahead and get that knockoff off, and he goes and gets a big U-turn on me, so gets a little bit of that chip. And you guys are going to see Donphan is a very important mon on this team, in this battle and just in general. On this team, he's my only form of hazards and hazard removal, so I really have to play carefully with Donphan, and a lot of the times he's pretty much the key to my success here. So I go ahead and I get a big knockoff on the Ninetales here, get rid of that smooth rock or that heat rock, whatever it's called for the sun. So this way it just limits the turns that this thing is going to be viable. And true say, I could very easily go for an earthquake here, but I really don't want to lose Donphan. I know that Ninetales tends to pack the solar beam, and I really don't want that smoke. So I decided to let's go out here, and I bring in Mufasa here. This this regal ass Entei is in here, and he's ready for battle, bro. But if you peeped my stats, bro, I actually made another mistake that I didn't recognize until later on in the battle. But I don't have the extra EVs in health on Entei, because when I prep in Smogon, they do it at level 100, and at level 100 Entei has an odd HP, which is helpful for Stealth Rock stumbling. You guys are going to see that kind of come through later on, but in this part of the battle I don't know that, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and get this big extreme speed off, because this Ninetales is probably pretty frail, doesn't want to take a choice banded extreme speed. I mean, realistically, nothing on his team really wants to take that for free, but he decides to go out here and he brings in the Flygon, which is a great play because Flygon's fast as hell. He's probably gonna resist a lot of my moves, and look how much damage this does, bro. Like, this easily does like 50% of his health, 49 to 50%, but I really can't risk it. I could very easily have just gone for it again, but I don't want the earthquake. I do not want Mufasa going down here so early in the battle. So I decided, let me bring back in Dumbo here, bring back in the Donphan, see what he wants to do. And he goes for the earth power, so he's actually either mixed or special. I'm probably leaning more towards special here because look how much damage that does, bro. That's a resisted hit, so obviously that's telling me that this thing is more specially inclined. I could very easily bring the Gyarados in to dodge that if he is like choice specs or scarf. I really don't know what this thing is, so I'm gonna decide, let's bring in the Gyarados here, be an ultra threat to something. Nothing really wants to deal with the Gyarados here, right? Even in the sun, Gyarados is definitely a threat, and he knows that. So that's exactly what I do. I go ahead and bring on this Gyarados, and he pulls a clean double, brings back in the Ninetales, which is great. Honestly, I can go for the earthquake here, and that would 100% kill. There'd be really no reason for him to stay in with this. So I really don't know what Infinite wants to do. I know how much of a good battler he is, bro. Like, just looking at his team, like, he puts a lot of time into making sure the team is synergized. So I don't want to over predict here, go for Earthquake him, bring in the Pidgeot and be in a position of advantage. be able to go for a U-turn, get more momentum. I really don't want that, so I expect him to actually switch out. Going for the Waterfall probably would have been my best play, to probably get like a, you know, like a flinch or something, but I'm gonna decide to go for the crunch here, just to see if I can get off you know, a defense drop. That would be perfect. It does a little bit of damage, not too much, and he goes in and gets that big big solar beam off on me, and I know he can't live another one, right? So he does not want to mess with the Moxie boost, since he probably saw that I'm not packing the Intimidate. I am Choice Scarf, so I am going to be faster than a lot of these middling threats. But in comes the Skuntank to take this crunch, and that's a great play from Infinite here, because that's not going to do much to this Skuntank, and now he can start, you know, pretty much doing whatever. So I have to make a choice here, right? Like, I could very easily go out into, you know, Dumbo here. I could go out into Lanturn, but I'm thinking, you know what? Let's go out into Lanturn. Let's see what I could really do with this, because if anything, he doesn't want the Discharge or the Volt Switch or anything like that. So I could predict him to switch out here and just go for a big Scald. If anything comes in, I could likely get the burn on something. So Scald is probably the best play. I mean, even if the Leafeon were to come in, if it were to get burned, that'd be perfect, bro. Like, that's going to easily make that less threatening, because they definitely tend to run more on the physical side on the attacks. So, you know, it really wouldn't make any difference here for me. I could really just pretty much click whatever. But I decide to go for that big Scald because I'm predicting him to switch, and he does. He goes out into the Flygon, so thank God I didn't go for a Volt Switch, or this guy would have been in some ultra advantage here. That does a pretty sizable chunk of damage, and I get the burn, which is great. That's actually going to help out a lot. Help me pick up some much needed damage on this thing, because I really can't stay in. Even at this point in the battle, I'm not sure if this is running a mix set. I don't really know if he's fully special, so I don't want to stay in with this, because if he pops me with an Earthquake now, that'll be pretty bad. So I really don't want to handle that. I mean, it'll be pretty rare for him to pack both Earth Power and Earthquake, but I done seen some stranger things, so I decided to go back out into Dumbo here, and he goes ahead and unleashes this incredibly powerful Draco meter. He drops a huge Draco on me, and that's not gonna be a, you know, a good thing for Dumbo. Dumbo goes down to the damage, and now I have absolutely no way to get up Stealth Rocks, and that's very important, because that Pidgeot is just gonna be able to pivot in and out, no repercussions, and that's not a good thing. So down goes the Flygon, which is good. He ends up taking himself out with the burn damage, and now I could pretty much come in with whatever, right? Like, I could very easily go Vision here. I could very easily bring back in Gyarados. I could even go out into Mufasa and just threaten things. So, you know, luckily, you know, he doesn't have Stealth Rocks up on the field either, and as long as I keep Vision relatively healthy, I could potentially stop him from getting Stealth Rocks up. So I still have that kind of strategy in the back pocket, bro, just waiting, because I really don't know what Infinite wants to do here, but my play 100% is to go out here into Mufasa. True say, I probably should have just extreme speed this, right? Like, that's my saving grace, right? And that's one of the best things about running the choice band Adamant Nature in Entei here, because he gets the priority. I could very easily get a lot of damage off on this, right? Like, a choice banded extreme speed is probably going to do probably over 50% to this thing. So that's really what I should have done. I should have really prioritized getting off you know, some damage here. But honestly, I just want to hit something incredibly hard with this this Sacred Fire here. I'm trying to make myself an ultra threat here, and nothing really wants to deal with a Sacred Fire coming off of a choice banded Adamant Nature Entei. So he goes ahead and gets the U-turn off, gets a lot of chip on me, which is going to end up being very good for him, because obviously any amount of chip he can get on this Entei, this is the biggest threat to him, right? Like, he really can't do much when this is in the battle, so he has to really play carefully around this Entei, and he probably doesn't want Entei to start getting going. So he decides to go ahead and bring in this Ninetales, and I went ahead and I clicked the Sacred Fire. So obviously that's what I'm locked into. Plus with the Sun, this is gonna cap almost anything, bro. Like, you get that Sun boosted, bro. Thank you so much, Infinite, for that Sun boost. I appreciate it. So what can he do now, right? Like, he decides to go out into Leafeon, and I'm like, yo, this is probably a mistake, bro. If I stay in here and I and I go for Sacred Fire, this thing could be done. So I decide, you know what, I don't know what this thing wants to do. I doubt that a Leaf Blade will be able to kill Mufasa, but I'm really not sure. All I know is that he's ultra fast, so you know, I really don't want to take any extra damage on Mufasa, and that's really my thought process for this, right? Like, I don't want to take more damage than what's necessary, so I decide, you know what? Let's go out here. I'm gonna go out into Tafiti here because I did the calc, bro. I know from with Tafiti set, bro, max special attack, max speed, I would be able to pretty much dent this thing, if not kill it with a Leaf Storm. I mean, with the Air Slash. So he goes for a big dig here and uses the Power Herb, bro. Like, Infinite's got some pretty interesting sets, bro. A pretty interesting combination of moves, items. So really wasn't expecting that. You know, typically with Leafeons, you probably see mostly like the Life Orb or something like that, Sword Dance Life Orb set. But luckily he dodges this Air Slash, which had like a 60% chance of killing this thing. So I have to go for it again. Obviously, he can't stay in here because even with the Sword Dance, I don't think it's gonna be enough. Like, maximum of Leaf Blade's probably gonna do like 45 to 50% to this thing. So I don't think it's gonna be enough for him to really risk it. Like, this thing could very easily go down, and this is Under the Sun is his fastest mon, guaranteed. So if I can maintain and get some chip on this, you know, hit this with the Air Slash, that would be great for me. But he does the good thing and he goes out here. He goes out into his stun tank, and something is gonna take this. So I go for it again, and it misses again, bro. This is absolutely ridiculous, bro. At this point in the battle, I'm like, bro, is it infinite crits or infinite miss, bro? Like, I'm missing every crucial play here. But that's the game, bro. That's the Pokemon game that we love and we play, so it really is not too much of a big deal. Obviously, I have seen the the poison jab, so I really don't want that smoke. I gotta bring Tafiti back out here and call him back. And I go out into my big Lanturn here because obviously that's not gonna do too much to me, and I could very easily start going for discharges. Now that the Flygon is out of the way, like, there's really nothing that's gonna really prevent me from going for discharges. So that's what I think I'm gonna go ahead and do. Start getting some big discharges off, get a 30% chance of getting the paralyzed, because if I could start you know, whittling things down, if I could start, you know, getting some things slower, that's gonna help Entei kind of clean up some of these mons, get some damage off, some chip. That's gonna help Entei kind of clean up some of this later on. He goes for the big Sucker Punch, and it's not looking too good for Lanturn here. A lot of my defensive mons are starting to be whittled away and destroyed in this battle. So Infinite is having himself a pretty good time here, but I think I should still be able to get off another discharge if I play carefully, right? Like, he's probably gonna go for the Sucker Punch again, so I could very easily just go out here, but the decision has to be, what am I gonna go out into, right? Like, I think honestly Gyarados is probably gonna be the best play here. So I go ahead and I go out into Gyarados, and he decides to pull a double of himself and goes back out into Leafeon here. So that's definitely going to be a little bit scary, but obviously he don't have the Sun Up, and I am Choice Scarf, so I will be able to outspeed this thing. And I don't believe from this range, you know, a Leafeon that wants to take an Ice Fang from this thing. Like, Gyarados is an absolute threat, and I am running Moxie, so if I can get off 2 Ice Fangs, that's most likely gonna, you know, be a clean 2-hit on this. He would have to set up in order to kill me, right? Like, I don't think that that the Leaf Blade will be able to kill me. And I missed the Ice Fang again, bro. It's been confirmed, bro. Like, I'm going up against infinite miss here, bro. Like, I can't hit any of my moves. Like, nothing is working for me. Luckily, I am faster, so I do have the opportunity to go for it again, and that's exactly what I do. I go for that big Ice Fang again, which gives him the opportunity to just switch out here. Like, this, there would be no reason for him to stay in now that he knows that I'm locked in. But let's see how much damage this does. It probably does probably like 40%, so, you know, it was probably gonna be a 3-hit. I didn't realize how bulky Leafeons tend to be, so down goes Gyarados, and that's pretty huge because Gyarados was definitely one of my fastest mons. So I have to really rely on some of my other mons to take this guy out, and I'm really not sure what's gonna be able to do this. So I misplay here. I probably should have gone into Tafiti because he doesn't have the Sword Dance, and I know that that 101, I believe that Tafiti would outspeed outside of the sun. So I really should have done that, but I didn't want to miss moves, bro. Like, I didn't miss 2 Air Slashes, an Ice Fang. Like, I really didn't want to miss. But I go for the big Shadow Ball with this to get the defense drop. So that's a good play for me, but unfortunately he is packing the X Scissors, so he goes ahead and caps Vision here. Vision did his thing though. This definitely puts it in range where I can come in with Mufasa here and just click extreme speed and get this thing up out of here, because it is an absolute threat. It's an absolute unit, and this Leafeon was putting in the ultimate work against me. But in comes the regal Mufasa here, the king of the jungle, and I'm gonna go for this big E-speed, bro. Like, there's really nothing you want to do. Nothing wants to come in and take a choice banded E-speed. Even if you want to live this, you have to understand, bro, like, you have to let this go down. There's really no point in bringing in another Mon, and Infinite knows that. So he goes ahead and lets the Leafeon goes down, and, you know, now what is he gonna do, right? Like he has to bring in something. He has to do something, and I'm inclined to just continue to extreme speed, bro. Like, there's really not much he could do. Obviously, I know he's packing the Sucker Punch with this, so he could very easily just Sucker Punch me here. I think it would go first because of the priority, but I'm not too sure, bro. Like, I could very easily just E-speed here, right? Like, that's my biggest win con here, is this big choice banded Entei. There's really not much that he wants to be able to do here, and of course, I do get the E-speed off and brings it in range where he can not take another one, so he has to leave and go out here. I could very easily just go ahead and do it again. But now I'm fearing the the Sucker Punch, right? Like, I don't want Entei going down. I really can't afford Entei to go down here. He's pretty much the biggest threat that I have to Infinite's team. So I really can't afford this thing to just get killed and capped by this Skuntank. I'm sorry. I have to make a decision. I have to either go to Feedy to take a big poison jab, or I can just sack the Lanturn. And I think the best play here, honestly, just let this Lanturn go down, because I believe I would outspeed the Skuntank, even if you know, he was able to get a Sucker Punch off. I don't think that would be enough to kill Tafiti, so I have to let Lanturn go down here. That's really my only play. And, you know, 3 minutes down to the battle, bro. We are going down to the wire here with this battle, and this one is such an amazing battle, bro. I watched this back and I was like, yo, this is an intense battle, bro. Like, we are jockeying for position, bro. In comes the Kecleon, and this is a big deal, because right here in this battle, bro, if I can get a Discharge off and get a Paralyze, bro, I may be able to take this thing out. I have to get a little bit lucky, get the Discharge off, and hopefully be able to kill this thing, because if this thing gets off you know, his Stealth Rocks, there's not much that I can be able to do. My way to get off rocks has already been killed with Donphan, and unfortunately I don't get the para, and I don't get the luck that I need, and he gets us the Stealth Rock, and that's pretty much gonna seal the rest of this here, because none of my Mons that I have left are going to be strong enough to exist with the Stealth Rocks on the field. Like, it's just gonna do too much damage to them coming in, bro. So, and that's when I start realizing that I didn't have the extra 4 stats in HP for Mufasa, because at level 100 he has the odd HP, and having the even one allows me to not be able to switch back in here. So I decided to go out into Feedy here, because I really don't want to lose the Entei just yet. I don't know if I could live the Stealth Rocks, honestly. I didn't calculate that much during the battle, but he goes ahead and gets that big Sucker Punch off, and I go for the Giga Drain. So that's actually a great thing for me, because it does a pretty sizable amount of damage. With this Life Orb, I know that I'll be able to kill it with another one, which is great, because I really have no choice but to kill this thing. So that's what I end up doing. Like, you know, going for the Dazzling Gleam is probably my best play. Now that he's the Dark type, I really have no choice but to try to kill this thing, get this thing up out of here, because he has 2 other Mons, and it's starting to look real bleak for me. And I don't think at this point I'll be able to bring this back, because I don't have any way to remove the rocks, bro. This just goes to show how crucial rocks are in a battle, bro. 66, bro, having stat hazards and map control, bro, it can change a battle, bro, and it definitely changed this one. So I decided to go for a big Dazzling Gleam here. Tafiti is not here to play games. She is a goddess, bro. She's in here trying to get off as much damage as possible, and he does go for the Sucker Punch, which I still somehow live with 4 HP, and I get a big Dazzling Gleam off on this thing and knock it out. But with the Life Orb, it's not going to be enough. It's going to be able to kill Tafiti, and guys, that's the end of the battle, bro. I can't survive the rocks coming in, so Infinite definitely gets the W on me, man. I really do appreciate the battle, and you guys definitely go check him out. And if I haven't done so already, please rate, comment, and subscribe. It's been your boy, and I'm out. Peace!